Live. What am I gonna what am I going to talk about today? My bad, fumbled over my words. Um, Cleveland Browns. They square off against the Pittsburgh Steelers. AFC North matchup. Cleveland Browns haven't played a division foe in quite some weeks now. It's been since Shador first got into the fold with the Cleveland Browns. Dylan Gabriel actually started that game, and Shador Sanders ended that game. If you do recall, Shador Sanders wasn't very good in that matchup. He hadn't had very much of practice with the ones. That was the game where he was thrust into the fold. Dylan Gabriel got a phantom concussion. They showed the play where he got the concussion, but I mean, they say he had a concussion, so I guess we have to believe what they say. But I think at some point the Cleveland Browns just wanted to see what Shador Sanders had, what they have in Shador Sanders, and concussion was a real easy way to maneuver easily that this rookie got benched because of injury, and we're going to see what we have with this rookie. That's kind of the messiness when you have two rookie quarterbacks picked very close to each other, middle rounds in the third with Dylan Gabriel, and then the fifth with Shador. But I want to talk about the Browns. I want to talk about the Steelers, their matchup. I mean, the Steelers are coming in pretty hot, coming in after a huge win in Detroit. Nobody really thought that the Pittsburgh Steelers would go into Detroit and win that game. A lot of people are anticipating that the Detroit Lions, of course, they were going to win that game. But Pittsburgh, they came into Detroit and they ran all down their throat. They had 230 yards rushing. They said, "We the Steelers, and this is what we do." Um, but yeah, the Cleveland Browns, they have not won a game since Shador Sanders' first start in Las Vegas. So they're looking for some type of momentum to end the season on. Just ruin the Pittsburgh Steelers season at this point. And, this game for the Cleveland Browns is to play spoiler. That's the only. You're going to play spoiler. You're going to mess up your draft status. And you're Shador, you don't care about the draft status. Actually, it would implore you to go out and play your best ball in these last two games and win one of these games so that, you can make the decision a little bit muddier for the Cleveland Browns front office to make going into next year. Do you need to pick a quarterback top three? Do you not? So this is a big game for Shador Sanders. It's a big game for the Cleveland Browns, if we're going to be honest. I mean, any game, in my opinion, when you're going up against the Pittsburgh Steelers, as a Cleveland Browns fan, I'm trying to beat the Steelers every time we go out there and play them. So I don't care about draft status right now. I don't care about draft status. Please, I don't want to hear about, oh, we might have a top three pick if we lose out. I've said it before. That's a loser's mentality. If you are a fan and you willingly want on purpose to the Steelers that hate the Steelers so that we get a lottery ticket in the draft, so that we secure a top three pick, man, please don't consider yourself a fan at all. That's not fan behavior. That's a loser's mentality. You saw that. I saw a clip where Max Crosby from the Raiders, he was asked about draft, and he was like, "Man, I don't give a care about a draft pick. That's what the guys upstairs. That's what they decide. I want to go out there and I want to be the best defensive player. I need that kind of energy from all the Cleveland Browns players. And y'all need Max Crosby energy. All right, what we talking about? We talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cleveland Browns matchup on Sunday. Do you really like the Browns? Yes, I like the Browns. What kind of question is that? Do I like the Browns? Why would you say, do you really like the Browns? Do you want to test my fan loyalty? 1, 2, 3, Corey. Why? Why do I really like the Browns? Well, I grew up in Youngstown, Ohio, so I mean that's your why enough right there. I was born to be a Cleveland Browns fan. I grew up in Northeast Ohio. Is football good? Football is good. Do you really like the Browns? Yes. Why? I like the Browns because I like the Browns. All right. I have a question. Please answer. Do you support? Oh, jeez. Oh. Jeez, you guys. All right, man. Yo, I like the Niners. You should be a Steelers fan. Why should I be a Steelers fan? Why would I be a Steelers fan? Are you a Steelers fan? Are we gonna do this today? Live chats. Ooh, I need to get some Browns fans up here. Let's get some Browns fans in here. And not some Russian bots. All right. We're just gonna do that. Bye, guys. Well, if anybody's a Cleveland Browns fan, I would love to talk to you, have a discussion. I'm not going to talk about genocide going over in the Middle East, which has been going on forever. No, we're not going to do that. We're talking about the Cleveland Browns. Okay? Talking about the Cleveland Browns here, and that's what we're talking about. All right? What do the Cleveland Browns need to do to win? All right? What do we need to do on Sunday to get the dub in Cleveland over the hated Pittsburgh Steelers? Well, got to run the ball. And it's going to be very difficult to run the ball when you don't have Quinshon Judkins. Quinshon Judkins, unfortunately, got sniped. He got sniped by Milano, who's kind of a dirty player, if we're going to be frank about it. So we don't have Judkins. We got Rocket Sanders back there, and I think Williams. So we got a gang of misfits. So it's going to fit in with the Cleveland Browns on the offense. We got a band of misfits. We got Shador, King band of misfit, 5th round pick, wrist up time. Let's go, baby. We got a collection of wide receivers who aren't very good. And we got an offensive line that's the worst in the NFL. So, hey, we got a lot stacked up against us, but that's why you play the game. That's why it's any given Sunday. Any given Sunday, you know, we can. Any given Sunday, it's possible that, you know, we could win. All right. What do the Steelers have to do? Well, I mean, I think the path for the Steelers is a lot easier than the Cleveland Browns. All right, they got Aaron Rodgers. Their running attack, they ran for 230 yards all over Detroit. So I think that's going to be their game plan. I think it's going to be a really rough and tough game because the weather on Sunday is supposed to be rain. A lot of rain in Cleveland. So it's not going to be ideal weather for the quarterbacks to throw it all over the yard. It's going to be bad weather. And that's nothing new for the city of Cleveland late in December after Christmas. It always seems to be bad weather in Cleveland. Can we get a good weather game? Can we get the last game of the year in Cincinnati? Can we get a day that's like 40 degrees, sunny? I want to see a shootout at the end of the year. I want to see Shador Sanders go up against Joe Burrow. I want to see a shootout the last game of the year. I want to see like a 51-45 game like Cincinnati, the Battle of Ohio that we had back in 2008, man. 2007. That was a heck of a game. Cincinnati versus Cleveland. That was a heck of a game, man. Down memory lane. But yeah, Cleveland. I need y'all to get a win. We need a win. Like seriously, man, we need to win really bad. Andrew Berry never gets. All right, man. Here we go. My bad. I had to get rid of some commenters that was just posting some nonsense. I finally got some Browns fans in here. Thank God. Andrew Berry never gets receiver. That Browns fan. Appreciate y'all to the chat. My bad. I didn't see. I was kind of rambling on. I didn't scroll the chat down. Sanders getting traded. It's very possible, Asphalt King, that he might get traded if he loses these last 2 games. Will Garrett Tyre break the record? I do think Garrett will break the record on Sunday. Ken Dog, 88.5. Apparently, like I gotta wait a while to get real Browns fans in here, and I'm getting all the Browns fans. I'm getting all the fans out here that's just saying some nonsense. It seems like that's always the case when I first start talking, and then I start getting into some Browns fans here. I appreciate y'all. If y'all have not subscribed, subscribe to your boy KSK Sports. I was over on Facebook. They booted me. They demonetized me, so I'm doing my thing over here on YouTube, man. So I would appreciate y'all subscription. If you're a Browns fan, put a 1 in the chat. That Browns fan, I'm gonna assume you are a Browns fan. Andrew Berry, let's talk about the receivers. Andrew Berry never gets receivers. When is the last time the Browns picked a receiver in the first round? I'm a Cowboys fan, but no judge other teams. Hey, Cowboys fan, hey, y'all in the same boat as us, man. Y'all ain't been to. Actually, the Dallas Cowboys haven't been to a conference championship game in since 96, and Cleveland Browns, they haven't been to a conference championship game since '89. So mean, outside of obviously the Cowboys winning 5 Super Bowls and the Browns having 0, I mean, they kind of the same boat the last 30 years. So, I mean, I can empathize with Cowboys fans a little bit. They haven't been to the conference championship game in a long time. Long time. It's been a minute. Braylon Edwards. That's right. That's right. Grasshopper plus. Yeah, that's right. Braylon Edwards from the team up north. The Browns refused. Actually, like within like 2 or 3 seasons, they picked Kellen Winslow, I think top 10, and then they picked Braylon Edwards top 10. So that's why Derek Anderson was able to have that phenomenal year in 2007 because they picked talent top 10. We had a top 10 tight end in the NFL, Kellen Winslow. I don't know what he's doing with his life now. He kind of like went down the wrong path. Thank goodness he didn't unalive somebody like Aaron Hernandez, but I mean he was in and out the law. And you got Braylon Edwards, so it's like, man, it's been a while since the Browns have had talent. Even they picked Josh Gordon in a supplemental draft. It was like a second round or third round pick in the supplemental draft. They got Josh Gordon. Man, it's been a minute. Actually, no. They picked Corey Coleman 15th overall. I think like in the 2017 draft, somewhere in the middle of 2010s. They picked Corey Coleman, probably the worst pick that the Browns picked at a skill position. Actually, no, it's not. No, they had some really bad drafts from like 2010 to 2015. They picked Barkevious Mingo like 5th overall. All right, let's play a little game. What's the Cleveland Browns' worst draft pick, let's say, since 2010? All right, in the last 15 drafts, what was the Cleveland Browns' worst draft pick in the last 15 drafts? Go. Sanders would look good in the Cowboys jersey. Hey, I mean, he will be the Cowboys' backup because you still got Dak there. You paying Dak a whole lot of money, man. Not so much, dog. It been a long time for sure, man. I was discussing the Cleveland Browns against the Pittsburgh Steelers. If you think the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to win, press a 1. Put a 1 in the chat. If you think the Cleveland Browns are going to win, put a 2 in the chat. Barkevious Mingo. Yeah, Barkevious Mingo. I mean, that's, as Garrett Bush would say on the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show, that's nasty word. Barkevious Mingo, bro. Who was the cornerback that they picked in the they picked the they picked a cornerback like early in the draft too. I forget what his name was. Top 10. I think it was like 7. It wasn't Greedy Williams. It was somebody else. Who was a cornerback that the Cleveland Browns picked with a top 10 pick that ended up being trash? I think he went to Oklahoma. He was at Oklahoma State. Manziel was the worst. Yes. Manziel. Oh my. Anybody watch the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show where Jason Lloyd was trying to say that Shedeur Sanders was the worst quarterback because the EPA, he was worse than Johnny Manziel and Jamarcus Russell? That's the problem with. Oh, Gilbert. That's the name. Gilbert. Justin Gilbert. Oh my goodness. Justin, they wasted a top 10 pick on Justin Gilbert from Oklahoma State. Oh my goodness. That was like the 2013 draft. Oh, I think I was at work. I was at night and I saw a notification on my phone. I was like, who the F is Justin Gilbert, bro? Lamont Curry, Steelers for life. Hey man, me as a dude from Youngstown, Ohio, who grew up with a mom who was a Steelers fan. I mean, I'm impervious to Steelers fan. They really don't bother me because I had a mom. I love my mom. I'm supposed to hate my mom. She's a Steelers fan. My mom gave birth to me. So my relationship with Steelers fans is kind of like, it's like I grew up with a mom that's a Steelers fan. Because Youngstown, if you know anything about the geography of Northeast Ohio, and you know anything about Youngstown is pretty much the equidistant point from Cleveland and Pittsburgh. It's right in between there. I don't live there now, but that's where I grew up. But I mean, yeah, it's a lot of Steelers fans in Youngstown. It's a lot of Cleveland fans. It's like split. I never knew Chubbs, not with the Browns. Yeah, Chubb. The Cleveland Browns let Chubb walk out the door, man. They can really use him right now. I mean, they got Quinshon Judkins that fractured his leg. I mean, they can use Nick Chubb now. I would have liked Nick Chubb to stay on the team. That just proves that the Cleveland Browns don't do right by their vets. Like back in the day, I can remember that Joe Hayden, my favorite Brown of all time, Joe Hayden, on a random weekday on a random weekday. My boy got cut. And then he went to the Steelers, which I wasn't even mad about because y'all cut him. Y'all just cut him like y'all discarded him like yesterday's garbage. And then he went to the Steelers and he still proved that he was productive when he was with the Steelers. All right, Jerome Ford was a terrible pick. What round was Jerome Ford picked in? Was that like a third or fourth round pick? They got to draft Mendoza. I don't know if they got to draft Mendoza. Like, we're gonna find a lot about Mendoza in the playoffs. Like, I saw Mendoza play in the Ohio State Indiana game in the Big Ten Championship. I'm not gonna lie to you, he impressed me. Okay, but here's the thing: the Raiders are pretty much actively saying we are not trying to win. They put Brock Bowers on the IR, and they just said Max Crosby is not playing these last 2 games because he was talking spicy. He was like, yeah, I ain't worried about no draft pick, but it seems like their GM and their Tom Brady and Mark Davis, they do care. So they're like, yeah, Max, you're not gonna go out there and mess our plans up. So Mendoza's gonna be a Raider. He's gonna be a Raider. So the Cleveland Browns are not going to be able to get Mendoza unless they trade up with the Raiders. They trade both their first round picks, which I don't think Mendoza is that type of talent where I would give up 2 firsts to trade up to get to 1. I don't think he's that kind of quarterback. I think he is the best quarterback in the draft, but I don't think he's like head and shoulders above everybody else. I ain't doing that. Chubb and Hunt was a dynamic duo. Yeah, they definitely was, man. Chubb and Hunt, man, I missed that, man. I was told to believe that, Hunt's still doing his thing with the Chiefs. I mean, we could really use somebody like that. I mean, how many times have the Cleveland Browns this season not picked up a 3rd and 1 and also a 4th and 1 this season? You know who picks up those 3rd and 1s and 4th and 1s with regularity? Like, every 3rd down and 1 and 4th down and 1 that the Cleveland Browns had, where they had Kareem Hunt in the backfield, he made sure he got 2 yards. That has been a thorn in the side of the Cleveland Browns all year long. Their inability to pick up short yardage. They're doing all this goofy stuff with tight end, sneaks. Shador ain't even running. I mean, a 3rd and 1. What happened to running a quarterback sneak? Kevin Stefanski, how come you can't run a simple quarterback sneak? Well, I mean, come on, man. I think Cleveland picking up Russell Wilson for 2026 season, that's an option. That's an option because he's not going to have a lot of options. All right. That'd be very interesting. Okay. I don't think Deshaun Watson is going anywhere. All right. They already came out and said he's going to be on the roster in 2026. So that's one roster spot already. They said Andrew Berry is safe. Andrew Berry's not going anywhere. Andrew Berry's safe. If you are to listen to the reports, Andrew Berry's safe. Kevin Stefanski probably going to be fired. So, if you are to believe that Andrew Berry really likes Shador Sanders, if you really think that, there's 2 spots already. So, you got Dylan Gabriel. My guess is you're probably going to trade Dylan Gabriel in the offseason if Andrew Berry is still there. And that might open the door for another veteran like Russell Wilson, because Russell Wilson's not going to cost you a lot of money. They were thinking about bringing in Russell Wilson this year, but he decided with the New York Giants. Then they went and got Jackson Dart. So I mean, if Russell Wilson wants to be a starter in the NFL, I would not mind. Can't hear you, bro. Check your volume. My bad. Is that better? Can't hear you. Hey, is anybody else having a problem hearing me? Said Jake Dean said he can't hear me. Eagles got brotherly shove. Bills got the snow plow. Still can't hear you. Audio's fine. Everybody's saying audio's fine. Jake Dean, maybe it's something on your end. No, sir. Grasshopper, audio's fine. If the audio's fine, press 1. Rush to the Jets. If the audio's fine, press 1. Jake Dean said he can't hear me. Everybody else can hear me. Audio's fine. I got my headphone in. I got a very new phone. There shouldn't be an issue with the audio. Grasshopper can hear me. What about Varbalot? Can you hear me? One is that everybody can hear me. Yeah. Jake. Jake, I think it might be you, bro. Everybody else can hear me just fine. I apologize that you can't hear me, but I don't know. Everybody else can hear me. I turned the audio. I turned the phone up. Yeah, everybody. Oh shit, bro. Oh shit, bro. My bad. Jake had the volume all the way down. All right, man. I thought it was a problem on. I thought it was a problem on my end. My bad. It's all good, Jake. Hey, you have not subscribed to KSK Sports, just do me a favor, smash the like button and subscribe, man. Help your boy out. I'm around like 150 subs, trying to get monetized because I got demonetized on Meta. Meta demonetized me for some BS. I'm not gonna go into it, but I got demonetized over there. I had 8,500 followers over there, 8.5K followers over there. So I had a big following over there. I got demonetized, so I'm making the transition over here. And I'm liking the vibe over here on YouTube a whole lot. Subscribe, my bro. Thank you, Ken Dog. I appreciate it. Happy Friday. Hello, everybody. Hey, welcome, Daniel Barry Sports Highlights. Are you a Steelers fan? That looks like a Steelers icon. If you say Walsall FC from Black Country, I'll subscribe, right? Walsall FC from the Black Country. I don't know what that means, but I said it, so now you got to subscribe, Jake D. Oh, is that some code for something? Is something gonna happen to me? I'm at 42 subscribers. Hey man, it's Dash. I will subscribe to you after I get off. All right, I'll subscribe. Done, my mate. Thank you. Where's everybody from? Please, everybody put where you're from. If you're a Browns fan, put that. If you're not, put whatever team that you like. I saw that somebody said there's a Steelers fan. No, it's just my football team in England, broski. Hey, that's the real football over there in England. Dope. Hawaii, my boy Kendall from Hawaii. Are you a Dylan Gabriel fan? It's okay if you are. I'm not gonna get on you about that. New York Giants, Jackson Dart. I had a video about Jackson Dart. I was talking a little spicy about him, so please don't unsubscribe. I'm just just coming from a fair perspective. Jackson Dart had 33 yards, and I don't really feel like media is really putting a lot of attention on that. Kind of making excuses for your boy. I like Jackson Dart, but I'm just saying, Jackson Dart, he had a bad game. 33 yards. It's not a good game, man. That's all I'm saying, man. That's all I'm saying. Browns fan from Ohio. What part of Ohio, bro? Because I'm from Youngstown originally. I live in NorCal now. Ken Dog's from Hawaii. Big task at hand. New York Giants, Jackson Dart. Where are you from? I know Jake's from England. What part of England are you from? London Town. I won't do that. I won't do that accent again. My apologies. Stop it. Yeah. Dayton area, Birmingham, bro. Birmingham. It's a Birmingham and Bama too, man. Birmingham, Alabama. But you from Birmingham, England. I'm going to assume Birmingham, Alabama. They got their name from Birmingham, England. I think so. Dayton area. Dayton. That's where the funk is. That's where Roger Troutman's from Dayton, bro. Or Hamilton, Ohio. Around that area. Now, my guy, you're saying it wrong. How do you say it? I'm in Bengals country. Yeah. Am I saying it wrong? Birmingham. Say, Birmingham. Is that right? Birmingham. Oh, my bad. my bad, man. Did I say it right? Lots from the area. Birmingham. Oh, all right. Birmingham. You learn something every day, man. Don't emphasize the hum. Birmingham. Oh, man. I'll get it eventually. Why don't you make a video about Jackson Dart? Well, I made a video about Jackson Dart and the way media covers Jackson Dart as opposed to Shedeur Sanders. I just don't make. I'm trying just not to make Browns content. But that's my main focus. I kind of want to make other content as well, but my main focus is Browns content. I made a video about Jackson Dart because I feel like the media they pick favorites along racial lines, and they certain quarterbacks up while dogging other quarterbacks. That's just the perspective I was coming on in that video. You can check the video out. You can let me know how you feel. You can downvote it. You can upvote it. Just let me know how you feel about it. That's my opinion. But yeah, big task at hand. That was the reason behind that. But let's get back on task. Cleveland against Pittsburgh. That's what I really wanted to talk about. And oh boy, you're trying to get him algorithm. Oh hey man, I'm just trying to take a real deep dive look in the certain stuff. I want to make videos that other people aren't making. I don't want to follow trends. I kind of want to do my own thing. I think a lot of people in this space they kind of copycat each other. I kind of want to make my own space and do my own thing. Little prime time going to be a beast next season. Who are you referring to, Ken Dog? Oh, one more question, bro. If that's okay before we get into it. I said pretty much what I gotta say about the Browns and Steelers. If you guys want to shoot me any questions about that matchup, I think the Cleveland Browns, it's a real opportunity for Shedeur Sanders to go out there and prove that he can be the quarterback one going into next year. I think it's a crucial game for Shedeur for that reason. I think it's a crucial game just for the Browns in general to have some momentum going into the offseason. And I don't buy into the notion that you should lose these two games. I don't like it. What's up, little man? Shedeur, little primetime Sanders. Little man? What's up, little? Who's plant-based black man? Do I know you? What do you call me little man for? I'm not that little. Yeah, I don't buy into the notion that Cleveland should lose out. I am not under that. I don't subscribe to that at all. I want Cleveland to win out. I want Cleveland always to win games. I don't buy into the narrative that you should lose these next two games to get higher draft capital because that's a loser's mentality. Number 12, Showtime. I can't subscribe to that. Anybody? Question. Would y'all rather the Browns lose out and get a higher draft pick or the Cleveland Browns win out so they get the 5 wins and then Shedeur Sanders is the quarterback going into next year? I subscribe to the second one I said because I have faith in Shedeur. But I do feel like if Shedeur does not win these last 2 games, or at least one of them, I think the Cleveland Browns are going to be compelled to pick Dante Moore in the top 3. And I just don't think that's the correct path that the Cleveland Browns need to go down because they have so many glaring holes. They have offensive line. Next year, Super Bowl, Cleveland versus Dallas. I'm calling it. That would be something, man. That would be something. Dallas got a chance. I like Dallas's coach. Dallas coach Brian Schottenheimer, he's a good coach. I mean, he can deal with all of the noise from Jerry Jones, but I mean, we shall see. Cleveland versus Dallas. I wouldn't put any money on that, but that would be pretty interesting. I think both teams can make the playoffs. I don't think the Cleveland Browns are as far away as people are trying to make it seem. I think the Cleveland Browns, their defense is very solid. If the Cleveland Browns, if they find a way to get the offensive line together, okay, whether through the drafts or free agency, I think they really need about 3 or 4 more offensive linemen because I think that not far away, bro. Yeah, I don't. And call me a delusional Cleveland Browns fan, but I don't think the Cleveland Browns are that far away because the Cleveland Browns have a lot of talent. They have a lot of talent. They're not utilizing their talent on the offensive side. All right, the Cleveland Browns are a couple linemen and a number 1 wide receiver away. Once the Cleveland Browns get a number 1 wide receiver, then you can slide Jerry Jeudy to wide receiver 2 or wide receiver 3. The issue with the Cleveland Browns in 2025 is that they have Jerry Jeudy playing wide receiver 1, and he's not wide receiver 1. So that's why all of the stats for my wide receivers are terrible because you got Jerry Jeudy masquerading as a wide receiver 1, and he's more like a wide receiver 3. Once you get a legit wide receiver 1 in place, you can slide Jerry Jeudy to actually be a wide receiver 2 or 3, and then everybody else can fall in place behind that. If they get a top flight receiver, then you got Jerry Jeudy 2, then you got Isaiah Bond 3 as your deep threat. Now you got something. Then you got Fannin. You're probably going to get another tight end because you're not probably going to re-sign Njoku. Then the offense could look way better with Shedeur next year. I think Dak did amazing. It's Pickens and Lambs who wasn't. Browns don't have a running back, don't have a wide receiver, no backers, and our offensive line is horrible. Those are all true. So that should be the. All right, I'm glad you said that, linebacker. So with all that said, why would you pick Dante Moore in the top 3, knowing that you're not going to have Judkins maybe for the start of the year? Maybe or maybe not. He's not going to be where he was early in the season coming off that injury. It's going to take him a while to ramp back up. I still have faith in Judkins. But you also need offensive line help, and then you need a wide receiver 1. All right, so they have to nail this draft because I'm not sure what their cap situation is. They might have to shed some cap to actually get some offensive linemen. They might have to make a move that's not popular. Maybe they don't bring Denzel Ward back, which might not be popular. But if they trade Denzel Ward away, that's a lot of cap room. But then you have to rely on Martin Emerson, who missed the whole year, so that's an issue. The secondary, but you're gonna have to do something drastic on the defensive side, or something to clear up some cap space. Dante Moore is staying number 1 and number 2. There is no franchise quarterback this year's draft. That's what I'm saying. I don't think there's a franchise quarterback. I think the Browns. I think this is a year like 2021 where you're going to be reaching for somebody. If you pick top 3, you're going to be reaching for somebody. It's better if the Cleveland Browns they trade back like it did last year, get another number 1 in 2027, and then if you still need to get a quarterback, Shador doesn't prove that he's a guy in 2026, then at that point you can get Arch Manning, who you really want to get anyways. You can trade up to get Arch Manning. That's what I would do. Jimmy Haslam is enamored with Arch Manning, so if he's enamored with Arch Manning, I really don't see the Cleveland Browns picking a quarterback high this year if they're kind of banking on getting Arch Manning in 2027. I'm just saying. Brady coming out of retirement to make Cleveland great. Hey, we saw Phillip Rivers out there, 44 years old. I was hating on Phillip Rivers, but he went out and balled. He went out and balled against Purdy. Purdy was balling. Hey, everybody, I was talking spicy against Purdy after the Cleveland game when they played the 49ers, but hey, Brock shut me up. Brock had a 5 touchdown game. Brock was balling. I live in Arizona for 10 years. I'm from Cleveland. I'm a Browns fan for life, even if they suck. Steve, thank you for that comment. That's a pretty cool emoji. I don't know. Is that Clifford the Red emoji? Browns should trade out of the first round, stock up on second and third rounders, and rebuild the line and find a running back. Tom Brady's right behind you. Well, I hope not. Cam needs to have a job. Who's Cam? Cam Newton. We need Sipe out of retirement. Brian Sipe. I would say Bernie, but Bernie going through some health problems. So I mean, I don't know how effective Bernie would be, but I mean, Bernie was never elite of foot. So I mean, Phillip Rivers not really fleet of foot either, but I mean, he was Phillip was getting that ball out, and then like it looked like he can't throw the ball for 35 yards, but everything under 35 yards, he was Gucci. He was all right. Cam needs to have a job. Yeah, I mean, I gotta say, man, the quarterback play in the NFL it's not very elite at the end of the year, man. I was watching I think Vikings, they're down to their third stringer, Brosmer, man. Bernie did have that sidearm. Bernie was kind of throwing it. Who throws his sidearm now? I think Herbert kind of throws it a little bit sidearm now. Sipe out of retirement. All right, hey, what do you think the score is going to be on Sunday? Write down what y'all think the Cleveland Browns and Steelers score is going to be Sunday. Mind you, it is supposed to be a big rainstorm. It's supposed to rain on Sunday. I checked the forecast in Cleveland. It's supposed to be rainy. So just mind you that when you're putting in your prediction. I'm thinking it's going to be a low-scoring game. I'm thinking if Cleveland can get to 20, they're going to win. So I'm going to say 20-17 Cleveland. 24-13. I'm assuming Cleveland is Dash.